Now let us study about transportation in human beings. So in the previous video we have learnt about respiration and why this transportation is necessary and who is doing this transportation. All this we are going to deal in today's class. And what do you mean by transportation? Okay, before learning transportation in human beings, let I illustrate an example or get an example in your mind. For example, okay, let us take this pandemic situation only. In this situation, we cannot step out of the house, isn't it? So now, at this right moment, we can't go out and get our grocery items from the grocery shop. So we will contact the owner of the grocery shop and we will ask him to get the grocery items to our home. So what that grocery shop owner will do, he will packs all the grocery shop items and he will give it to the labor, and that labor will transports whatever the items that home person need from the grocery shop to that home. So who is transporting those grocery items from the grocery shop to the home? That labor, isn't it? So in transportation in human beings, the what work a labor has did, the same work will be did by blood in the human body. So in human body, blood will transports the oxygen and carbon dioxide to every cells of the body as well as to the lungs. Likewise, in grocery shop story, the labor will transports the grocery items. But in this reality, the blood will transport oxygen and carbon dioxide. Yes, to transport this oxygen and carbon dioxide to every cells of the body, there must be some pushing organ or pumping organ to push the blood to every cells of the body. In the story of grocery story, a grocery shop labor should know the address as well as the amount he have to get it from the home, isn't it? So from whom he will get the details? The labor, from whom he will get the details? He will get the details from the grocer owner will help or will guide the labor to reach the home. Similarly, in human body, our human heart will give a particular direction for a blood to give the oxygen, or it takes the carbon dioxide from the cells of our body. Clear? So let us learn the activity performed by our heart, how the circulation of blood is controlled by our human heart. As I said, heart is a pumping organ which specifies the direction of a blood to give the oxygen and takes the carbon dioxide. In grocery shop, to give the items and takes the amount from the home. So now let us study the circulation in human heart. Yes, circulation in human heart starts like this. The deoxygenated blood. What do you mean by deoxygenated blood? Deoxygenated blood is a blood containing carbon dioxide in it. From where we got the carbon dioxide? From the cells of the body. During the cellular respiration, the carbon dioxide is released. So that carbon dioxide is not required in our cells of the body. So that cells will give the carbon dioxide to the blood. So that blood will takes the carbon dioxide and the blood is now called as deoxygenated blood. So deoxygenated blood means blood containing carbon dioxide. That deoxygenated blood enters the heart through vena cava and it enters the right atrium of a heart. Before learning, you have to know the names labeling of the heart. Remember, a heart is made up of 4 chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heart is made up of 4 chambers or 4 compartments. One is called right atrium. This is right ventricle. This one is left atrium and this one is left ventricle. See the spelling? Left atrium, left ventricle. So this is all called as left side of heart. This is called as right side of heart. This is right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Okay, now let us start my story of human heart. As I said, deoxygenated blood enters the vena cava and it enters the right atrium of a heart. Then it goes to the right ventricle of the heart. Then it comes out of the heart through pulmonary artery. Then the deoxygenated blood comes out through pulmonary arteries and the deoxygenated blood enters the lungs. The deoxygenated blood enters the lungs. What lungs will do? In lungs, the alveoli will takes away the carbon dioxide present in the blood and gives the oxygen which we have inhaled through the nostrils. So the exchange of gas takes place in the alveoli that we have learnt in the previous video itself, isn't it? Respiration we have learnt. So now the alveoli will takes the carbon dioxide and it will gives the oxygen. Now the blood has become pure. So now the blood is called as oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means what? Blood containing only oxygen. Now this oxygenated blood comes from the lungs, then it goes to the heart again through pulmonary veins, then it goes to left atrium, then it goes to left ventricle, then it pumps out through aorta. Then the blood, oxygenated blood, will be pumped out of the heart through aorta. Through that pump, what happens? Your oxygenated blood will reach every cells of the body. Your oxygenated blood, that is the blood containing the oxygen, will reach the every cells of the body. Thereby every cells will be getting the oxygen for the oxidation of glucose. So this is how a heart works. In the next video I will be sharing you a flow chart for human heart also, so that you can understand more easily. Okay, so now you have to know another one more thing. Circulation in human heart is called as double circulation. What is this double circulation means? Double circulation means blood entering the heart 2 times is called as double circulation. All the human beings is going to have double circulation. Why it is called as double circulation? Means the blood enters the heart 2 times, isn't it? The blood enters the heart 2 times, right? One time the deoxygenated blood enters through right ventricle through vena cava. Another time the oxygenated blood enters into the heart through pulmonary veins. So since blood is entering 2 times into our heart, it is called as double circulation. And most importantly, we have another important thing to be known, that is, why is it necessary to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammals as well as in birds? What do I mean by mammals? Mammals are the animals which can feed, especially the female organisms can feed their children or can feed their young ones by giving them milk. Wherever the female organism is going to produce milk to nourish their young ones, those are all called as mammals. Can you give an example of a mammals? Yes, humans, goat, lion, tiger, cow, those are all an example of mammals where a female living organism can give milk. So these mammals and birds want to separate oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. Why they want to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood means these mammals and birds, they require high energy to perform an activity. Since they require high energy, they have to maintain their body temperature also. In order to maintain a constant body temperature, in other words I can say, in order to maintain a same body temperature, the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood should be separated. Got it clear? That is why mammals and birds will have to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Whereas in case of fishes and amphibians means what? Amphibians means the organism which can live in both land and water. Example is crocodile and tortoise. Those organisms and all, they doesn't need or there is no necessity to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood because they do not require high energy and they don't want to maintain a constant or a same body temperature. So fishes and amphibians don't require to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. And one thing you have to know, amphibians, the heart of amphibians is made up of 3 chambers, whereas the heart of fishes is made up of only 2 chambers. Okay, what about humans? How many chambers a human have? 4 chambers. Okay, so this is about transportation in human beings. In the next video, we will be learning about blood vessels.